YouTube, how the heck we doing today, guys? Today we're going to be going over our Warzone settings because you guys have been asking for it, and then a lot of people have been asking how I get the best look of my game as well, and I'll go over that with you guys as well. So hang on here, watch the whole video. I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you guys do, make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment below what you guys want to see next. Let's go. All right, you guys, so Call of Duty Warzone. Right now in Season 4 of Cold War, it currently is in one of the most, it's probably the worst optimization it's ever been. Like, it feels horrible right now. I know almost everyone I'm playing with, they're like, why is this like, the specific spots in the map, like, I land TV Station a lot, and for some reason at TV Station, the frames are just horrible. So, if you land in a specific spot, and you're like, why is my game running so bad? Notice where it's running at in different spots of the map before you freak out about what your FPS is, because there's just certain parts that just run horrible. If you're in an open area, it seems to run really well, like out in the trees and stuff like that, in the outskirts of the map, runs really well. But if you're in like a very, I don't know what it is about TV Station, because there's not that much going on. I get better frames in downtown than I do in TV Station. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. But guys, I'm going to go over what my settings are here today. I've done this in the past before, but there has been some new settings added in, and I'll show you guys what I have. So you can do full screen borderless or borderless. I've noticed on different computers when optimizing some of my friends' games, like, just see which one works best for you. If you're on a console, I don't think you even have these choices, right? So going to be full screen or full screen borderless. Doesn't make a difference at the end of the day. It doesn't seem like it is. Whatever works best for your computer. Make sure you have your refresh rate set on your computer correctly. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to show you guys really quickly, just because there's so many people that do this wrong. You have to right-click your desktop, go to NVIDIA Control Panel, or however you get the NVIDIA Control Panel by your preference. You're going to go to Change Resolution. You can't have it on the Ultra HD. Most of them was going to put you to 60 Hertz right here. So you go down here to the 1920 by 1080, and you have all your different choices here. So I have a 240 Hertz monitor, so I select 240 Hertz, hit apply. I don't want to change any of my settings here, so I'm getting rid of that. Easy as that. So make sure you guys are doing that. There's a lot of people out there that just skip through that. They're like, oh, I bought the computer, so it's going to be running on that. Or the monitor, sorry. Bought the monitor on those, and it's going to work like that. No, you have to go in there and physically change it. So make sure you guys are doing that. Next, we have render resolution. Keep it at 100. If you technically want to get better frames, you can lower it, but it's going to be really blurry. Like, 100 is just like standard. You can go all the way up to like 2K or 2 and 4K, mattering on where you want to stop on here. But this is 1920 by 1080. And you can, like I said, you can reduce it, but it's going to look really bad. And there's another setting in the game that makes it look really bad that helps you with frames as well. So if you have to do these things to get better frames, you feel like it's better for you, you can totally do it. But for me, I want to get like, my settings here are going to give me the most FPS I can get with the best visuals I can get. So to me, at the end of the day, that's me seeing every edge of every body. Like, I don't want to see any blurriness on people. So make sure you have your VSync off. If you have a really bad computer, you might want to have VSync on, but that's like low end. Have your frame rate unlimited. There's no reason not to at the end of the day. Some people will be like, you should have it locked. So, well, I have it locked at 250 technically, but my game's never going to hit 250. It's technically how it works, guys, for people that don't know. If you have a 240 Hertz monitor, you shouldn't be going above 240 frames. But you can really set it unlimited, and it's not going to do anything. It just makes your computer work a little bit harder than it needs to. But from what I've noticed from people that run games, and like, your graphics card probably isn't going to fail you before. It could. Don't take that for it. It could fail you at some point or another. But by the time it fails you, it's probably time to get a new one anyways. So I've always ran unlimited, just like sent it, but you can go in here and set them. I have it set, but literally I'm never going to hit 200 frames on this computer. Like, I have a 2080 Super and a 3900X Ryzen. I'm never going to hit those numbers. It just isn't going to happen. You have to hit 200 FPS in this game. I don't even know if it's possible right now, unless you literally are lowering like all your display resolution, turning on NVIDIA stuff. It's just going to look horrible. So next, guys, NVIDIA highlights disabled. It's a big one for sure. Enable plus boost has always been what I've done for these. I've tried disabled, I've tried enabled, but enable plus boost seems to give me the best and most consistent FPS. Like I said, different parts of the map is different. So if you want to test stuff, make sure you go to the same spot on the map every single time when you're testing things. Display gamma, I have it on that. And then I pretty much have everything on low, very low, low, low. I have this enabled just because it's something I'm used to. You probably could lower it and maybe get like 1 frame better, but I like this because it shows me where I'm hitting my shots and what I'm not, and I can mess around with things. It's just, Call of Duty, I've always had it, so I just leave it on. Disabled. Some people have this enabled, but I have not seen any difference with it on or off. So to me, I just disabled it because it seemed like it was a little bit smoother to me. If you have a different option on that one, I would like to know like what you guys are getting on that, because for me personally, with my 2080 Super, this seemed better when I had it off. I'd like to hear what you guys have though. Here I got low, disabled, low, disabled. Everyone's gonna be like, all you do is turn everything off. Yes, that's essentially how you get better FPS in games. There's this argument that I have with a couple of my buddies where they feel like the graphics are better and easier to see when they have them on higher resolution, and I'm just like, it looks the same, like 99% of it. It like obviously looks slightly better, but to me, gaining 20 frames is better than seeing the colors better. I mean, at the end of the day, it's preference, but if you're going for a very high competitive level gaming, even in like games like Overwatch where people are pulling 300 FPS, players are playing on everything low because FPS means everything to the competitive community. So, and that's what kind of sucks about this game, because people like myself who build our computers, you just want to like upgrade, but they don't want to optimize their game. So don't let Call of Duty like trick you into buying a new computer for this game if you're getting like 100 frames. If you're getting like 100 or 120 frames, like I wouldn't worry about it. If you're falling below like 70 frames, like then I would probably say, yeah, we might want to upgrade a couple things here and there. But like this game is just horribly optimized. If you're playing a different game and you're getting, so, and I play like Valorant, I play League of Legends, I'm always 200 to 300 FPS. I get on here and I'm probably averaging roughly 100 to 150. It matters on what part of the map. So I'm never going to hit anything crazy because this game is just horribly optimized. Get rid of the birds. Hashtag get rid of the birds. Put it in the comments if you guys got this far. Rest of it here, we're going to get rid of the filmic strength. So this is a big one to talk about here. The DLSS is something they added, and they're like, oh my God, you're going to get so many more frames, blah, blah, blah. Totally. I have tried DLSS on every game that has come out that I play competitively. What this does essentially is lowers the quality of the game and makes it better. Is that technically what it does? No. But when I enable this on my 2080 Super, I've heard on different graphics cards it's different. My 2080 Super, I enable this to any of these. I've tried all of them. It basically just makes my game blurry. Like, it literally just looks slightly blurry and just feels weird. I don't know. Because I'm like, oh, I'm getting like, on some of these, I was getting like almost 50 more FPS. And I was like, I love it. That's great. But then I was playing the game and I was like, it happened on every game I've done it on. It's just slightly blurry and I hate it. Like, it's so annoying. And so I end up disabling it, because you can get better frames if you have a graphics card, like a lower end graphics card that has this enabled and have a chance for this. You're getting lower frames. I would say it might be something you can get used to. For me personally, I think my frames are just fine. I'm not losing gunfights off of my frames like more than like 1%, maybe. If that, it's probably like a 0.5%. I probably lose a gunfight due to FPS. This game runs pretty smooth for the most part. It's all about your internet connection. If you guys haven't noticed, like the only time you really lag in this is when this game is super sensitive to internet ping spikes. So if you constantly see your latency changing, that's probably where most of your lag and unsteadiness of the game feels. FPS, not a huge thing in this game, I'm gonna be completely honest. Latency though, like there's some nights where my internet isn't working well and it'll jump from like 34 ping to 37 to 41 ping. So not like a giant jump, and it just feels clunky, especially when I'm slide canceling, doing my movement, all that stuff. So, but going forward here, if you really want to get better frames, and you probably could get adjusted to it, DLSS is a good option to at least test it for your computer if you have the option. I would say if it's something you like, you're gonna get better frames. To me, I just hated the feel of it. It felt horrible. And then Anti-Aliasing, SMA 1 times, disabled, 0, disabled. And then I have this disabled, so it doesn't matter on the bottom here. That's just a standard set at. So those are my in-game settings where I'm getting my pretty good FPS. A lot of questions I get. So number one question I get is, your game looks so good. It looks so good. So in OBS, I actually have a filter on. If you guys haven't been to the live streams before, I stream over on Twitch and here on YouTube. Turn your notifications on here on YouTube if you guys want to catch some of those. I'm not adjusting anything in post. I just have in my OBS settings, my recording software, for people that don't know what OBS is, I have a filter in there that just amplifies some of the colors. I see the same ugly game that everyone else is seeing, because a lot of people in the stream, I get this asked constantly. It's just like probably the number one question, because I actually got the idea from Joe Woke, because his game looks awesome. And I was like, I'm going to go do that, because he said that it was a filter in his OBS. I prefer for you guys to see here on YouTube the best quality yet you guys can see. To me, I wish I could see that, because it would be phenomenal for the monitor, but it's as good as it's going to get. Remember, every monitor has different settings as well, so you need to really mess around with your contrast settings and everything on your monitors. A lot of people forget about adjusting their personal monitor, like just settings in there. They just change the in-game settings. So every monitor is different. I can't give you a specific monitor settings, but usually you want to turn up the contrast a bit. That's usually like a consistent thing, because then you're going to see less darkness in spaces. So definitely something worth trying out there, but that is about it here for audio. I really don't do too much. It's just every headset's different. Like I was gonna say, every monitor is different, every headset's different. So these are all gonna be different for you guys. Is there anything else here that I want to touch on before we get off here? I play at 120 field of view. A lot of people, you should at least be playing on 107. The big thing is affected. This basically makes it so your gun isn't zooming in. It looks the same when you're aiming down sights and when you're not aiming down sights. So I would leave it at that. It's just built for consistency. Some people say you have no recoil because of that. It really doesn't do anything recoil wise. It feels consistent. But I see a lot of people, like Aiden runs 107 field of view. Some people run it. If you lower the field of view, technically, you're going to get better frames. So if you have a computer and you were trying to push a little bit better frames, I would say go down to like 100, 107, 105 if you want to try to get a little bit better frames. To me, I didn't notice too much of a difference, so I went back to 120. I've tested them all out. Other than that, I don't do any colorblind settings or anything like that. Pretty much the big one here is I just have the square. If you don't have the square, like you're kind of messing up on that, because you get to see way more. Obviously, you can see here a lot more. And then, other than that, I think that's about it, guys. Those are my settings. For anyone that is curious at this point, I'll put them in this video. I think I'm going to make a separate video on it specifically for my keyboard and mouse. But this is the settings that I play on for keyboard and mouse. I play on 4 sensitivity with 800 DPI. And then I have a 1 multiplier on all of this stuff. So that's about it for me, guys. I hope this helps someone out there. I know these settings aren't anything mind-blowing, anything crazy like that, but I do get a lot of questions about how to boost your FPS, and some people just don't know the simple things. So this video is made for those people. This does help anyone out. Let me know down in the comments below. Like I said earlier, make sure you guys do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we're closing in on 10K subs, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your days, nights, wherever you guys are. Peace out. Deuces.